That sounds
Do they
healthy.
like it, Eleanor?
Yeah. What are they saying?
What are they saying? We're in a basement in
In
TV
my
centre.
bubble, we're having a lovely time and we're all enjoying it a lot. So you're doing great.
Oh, we're vitamin D deficient, but we're having a lovely time.
Live from London, it's Saturday night. So,
No time to rest. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you.
Please get a season highlight from all of you. It can be on screen, it can be off screen.
I wrote a sketch in week 2, the Factory musical sketch, and I didn't realise that the entire band had like orchestrated the music that I wrote. I thought we were just allowed to have piano because they said, oh, too many instruments will interfere with the mics. And then we turned up and it had been fully orchestrated with like an 8-piece band, and it just sounded like exactly how I could hear it in my head, and I don't know how it happened, and it was amazing.
That's
and I
exciting.
was like screaming into the microphone. That was like the best moment of my life.
Proper star energy. That's so cool. What about you guys?
Yeah, one of my standout moments is I wrote a sketch set in a QVC shopping channel situation. And
With the fingers.
With the fingers, exactly. And, you know, you write something, you go, okay, so I'd like a really long finger. And I'd also like the other hand to be like a sort of corpse hand. Is that possible? And then when the hair and makeup team made these incredible fingers and hands, and I got to wear these fingers, I was like, you know what? Maybe my life's complete. So yeah, that was amazing. Long fingers. What about you, Celeste?
For me, getting smacked in the face as Angela Rayner
Yes.
in a tray by Jack Sharp. Generally, just enjoyed that sketch because it was a cold open. So before we do the cold open, it always goes really quiet before we go live. So it's like very, very tense. And I had a lot of business that I could mess up. So I had to rip off a dress, take off a hat, and my hair had to come out. I had to punch George, and then I had to get hit myself, and I had to fall in a particular place so that my legs were still in shot, ideally. So there were like quite a lot of things that I could mess up.
All while being Angela Rayner.
Yeah. So I just really enjoyed that and was very relieved that nothing went wrong.
This season has been, well, it feels like as a viewer, it's been such a ride. And I guess obviously SNL, the US version, it's this massive thing. What was the pressure like for you guys coming into this season at the start?
I think it was a paradox because we were both sort of part of an institution by virtue of being connected to the US one. So in a way, you're this sort of juggernaut, but in another sense, we were this sort of like underdog undertaking that people were saying was doomed to fail. So it was slightly strange to be sort of like kind of hyped, but in a bad way. But to be honest, because we were working together, we did some workshops before we started the show, just practicing writing and working with the cue cards. Every show we read off cue cards. The cue card team are amazing, and they position themselves around the cameras so that we can, because you're writing to the last minute, so and the writers are writing to the last second, so you have to have your eye on the cue cards at all times so you get the lines correct. And because we'd been doing that, we were just in this bubble of hanging out with each other and really enjoying each other's company and everyone being really funny together. So there was sort of, yeah, I guess like pressure from the outside, but from the inside, we were just having a nice time.
I think that's totally it. The outside world didn't know how amazing the writers were. And we knew, you know, it's like this secret that we were like, these writers are unbelievable. And the rest of the world is just imagining they're rubbish. And it's like, haha, we know they're really good. So I think it gave us so much hope and excitement.
I said the exact same thing last night when someone asked me and Iowade, like, you know, how are we feeling when obviously the world was saying all this stuff, like how did it actually feel? And I was like, upset and annoyed that like people were being so negative, but like it was more annoying because I was just like, why? But we were here already like secretly writing for weeks, hearing these like incredible sketches. So I was just like, but it is funny. Like I don't like it's funny. It's going to be funny because we know what's going on.
And you've seen, I guess, since there's been, well, I don't know, are you engaging with it or not was going to be my question, this massive reaction that there's been on socials, or do you kind of like to keep in that bubble that you were talking about?
I don't think anyone's on Twitter. We sort of,
Oh, no.
we don't really know about that. And we get a little sense on Instagram, but actually I think it's a bit more word of mouth that people are like, oh, you know, people are loving it, right? And you're like, oh, cool, great. Yeah, don't you think?
Yeah, I just
Dipping your toe in, but
I just post and then run away.
yeah, run away is the way to do it.
And then
I like
sometimes I'll
repost-
see something on my feed, but then I'll just get off it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
Do
healthy.
they like it, Eleanor?
Yeah. What are they saying?
What are they saying? We're in a basement in TV
In my
centre.
bubble, we're having a lovely time and we're all enjoying it a lot. So you're doing great.
Oh, we're vitamin D deficient, but we're having a lovely time.
Historically, SNL, it's this big live TV moment. I guess that's been quite different here because I guess you're on Sky, which a lot of people don't necessarily have. Have you kind of noticed that it's been more of a thing that kind of pans out over the week, or as people are watching it the next day rather than this big live thing? Or do you feel like it is as much of a live thing? Do you know what I'm getting at? I've phrased that horrendously.
Yes, and shame on you. I almost think it's a false binary because you can't actually separate the liveness. Even if you watch a decontextualized clip or you stream it later, the liveness of it is in the bones of it, in the spirit of it. So I think that even if people are streaming it later, it's still a sort of collective experience. And that is partly a woolly answer because I got no idea about the figures or who watches what when.
I think the thing I noticed, which I'm really surprised by, I get so many texts on my phone after we've come off air. So that obviously they're people who are my friends and stuff, but I'm shocked that they're in on a Saturday night watching it. So I think it's great. I think there is quite a lot of people who are kind of putting it into their diary. But yeah, maybe I just have weird friends.
On the Saturday off, there were so many friends that were like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe
what do I
my
do
friends
now?
are my friends lame? I don't know. But so many people were like, oh, this Saturday feels really blank, like without SNL.
We have to go clubbing now instead. Oh no.
Is that how you guys are going to feel after this season ends? A bit
Yeah, I'm
blank.
going to miss it so much, genuinely. It feels like having a wedding every Saturday. It's like, so all the costume, the drama, the like elation, it's just beautiful. So personally, I'm going to miss it so much.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do some crazy DIY because I won't know what to do with
Crazy.
myself.
Build a bookcase.
Yeah.
You guys had some absolutely incredible hosts, Riz Ahmed, Amy Lou Wood, Hannah Waddingham. I'm not going to ask you who your favourite was, but who would your dream host be in the future? The look you're all giving me now is like one of pain.
We've been asked this question before, so it's absolutely unbelievable that we still
It's hard to answer because somebody like Riz Ahmed, I didn't know anything about him other than I've seen him in films and he's great. Then once you work with him, you go, oh my God, well, now I'm crazy about you. So I think you really, as you get to know them over the week, you become either more of a fan or a fan if you weren't already. So it's almost like the question now is like, oh, who do I want to become a fan of?
Yeah. I think someone like Lumley would be kind of electric.
Joanna Lumley.
Oh
Yeah.
my
yeah.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
That would be
I'd love Steve
insane.
Coogan as a kind of like, you know, I just think he'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Simple as that,
Yeah.
really. What about you, Annabelle? Who's your star host or fave host?
Last night I said, but this is boring because it's been this since before we started, but I always say Olivia Colman and Emma Thompson.
What do you think is the biggest thing you've learned this season that you will take into the next one?
Just the pressure. The pressure was so immense. And now we're going into the next season just with so much excitement as to what happens next, I guess, as opposed to kind of slightly negative pressure from the outside world. Now it feels like people are behind us, and yeah, that's exciting to me.
Nice.
What do you think? Sorry.
Yeah, that's very good. No, that was good.
Yeah, it was a good answer.
I think I've learned sort of just to like go at things, like back your own work to the end, because sometimes you can have something go well at table read, but then it doesn't go as well as you expect when you're blocking it through, or there's a problem, or maybe it even goes badly at dress or whatever, and it's like you just have to keep attacking it as though it's going to go well on Saturday, and then it often does. So I think, yeah, I've learned to keep pushing forward, which sounds like a very sort of generic lesson, but I think it's so critical in this process that you don't back off your own work as soon as it's maybe not immediately clicking. You just keep going. There's always ways through, and you collaborate with people and you work with the team, and everyone pulls together to find a way to make it work. So you sort of have to trust, you have to take the leap that, okay, even though it hasn't quite worked 3 times on the night, it's going to come together.
Nice. And what about you, Annabel?
So many things. But one thing would be, we actually all spoke about this the other day, because we have the big table read on Wednesday, and it's so nerve-wracking, and like, you've written stuff that no one's ever heard, and you're just like, how the hell is this going to go? And just and I'm always so nervous, but just a few times, especially in the last 2 table reads, I've written things and just been like, do you know what, everyone here, oh, Emma, we called it, we were like, let's not call it a table read, let's call it like
a creative hub.
Yeah, because like
It's very
like
corporate.
the dream is you write something that like gets close to or gets on the show, but like that is like, to get something on the show is such a feat, like it's kind of impossible. So it's kind of like using the table read and like collaborating with writers and cast just to like create, like just to make something that's funny, or like doesn't go that funny, but it was fun to do, and like just using the show as not just getting things on TV, but also just like collaborating and writing. Like I hadn't written something new for so long before I got SNL, so just writing stuff again is just like so nice.